looking at investment-based opportunities in Australia, whether it's linked to migration or not, is something that is something you can work around.
Then if it goes down, then you have to sell it at a lesser price than your invested value.
Valuation, we have at that point in time a clear knowledge of what the asset is worth. So we are only going to be advancing funds what the value of the property is worth at that point in time. So if we have an event of the market during the loan term that affects value of the property months later, then at that point the borrower is in technical default.
The overall job of the loan manager and the direct legal advisors to the private equity company in general is to ensure compliance of the loan terms, because ultimately compliance with the loan terms is what protects them and protects you. You wouldn't expect the lawyers for WCG to be acting, primarily in your best interests because they act for WCG. But to protect WCG, they've got to protect your best interests.
Why would you actually think about putting money in Australia, emigrating to Australia, or developing some type of business structure in Australia? Globally very wealthy families who do things extremely well, and of course some others who make some mistakes. Should you wish to come to Australia, then I'm certainly available to help.
Ethical conservative lenders can give you return on your money tethered to Australian property without you being hit with surcharge stamp duty or surcharge land tax. And if you have the proper corporate structure in Australia, as your lending investment grows, your corporate entity could potentially be something that sponsors you as well. That's not as clear cut as some of the other things I've explained, but all of these are investment structures that can potentially give you other outcomes as well.
Is to just give you an overview of what the current business skills or investor visas are in Australia. Business skills visas program that we had in place has effectively just been abolished, and there's now a new visa that is going to be implemented that hasn't yet come into force. Now, the new proposed visa program that's coming into force is called the National Innovation Visa, or NIV, I'm assuming what it's going to be called. The difficulty with this particular visa is there's very limited information available about what the requirements are going to be. Effectively, what we've been told is the visa will be targeted at the most exceptionally talented migrants.
Sri Lankans moving into Australia.
What is the most tax-effective structure they could have in entering into the Australian market? That also then depends as to the tax landscape in your particular jurisdiction to ensure that you are covering really both jurisdictions.